probably been gone for over 6 months. So if you're seeing this, welcome back. It's the Wickshire project, off-grid. This could have came down and destroyed everything. Just gotta be careful getting in here, don't want to get snagged. My solar field and this tree that came down, and I can't replace that. We'd be without solar. Somebody's looking over our shoulder. But yeah, just fungus everywhere. Oh, Guild, I can touch this. Very cool to find. Don't know what they are, not gonna eat them. So previously, I was talking about last year there being a handful of blackberries on the property, and they're spined blackberries. This year they've taken over. Like everywhere you walk, there's just plants that'll rip your feet up, and they're worse than the briars. I chopped this blackberry bush down. It was just as big, just so I could get around the corner and get to the chickens. You can see my walking path. I'm getting too old, I can't even cut this anymore. So wherever I walk is the path that stays open. And I tried my hardest to get my hand snippers and cut around, but it grows faster than I can cut it. One of our first garden beds that we had, we dug trenches out, so it's still got the trench marks in there. I gotta be careful. But ever since the blackberries have taken a root and spread, just kind of let them go. Free chicken food too. We got so many. Coleus plants, I believe these are called. We don't plant these anymore. We made the mistake of putting them in the ground and not in containers. They spread everywhere. Some seeds got out. They're underneath our stairs. Over here by the strawberry patch, which is just a 25-gallon cloth bag. Our neighbors gave us the strawberries. They're all browned out, you know, weepy, these little, stick them in the ground. And then next year, which is this year, it's 24, so in 2025, they're just all here, and there's nothing but runners. Everything's got a runner on it, you know, they're just trying to go somewhere. And all you do is you get some dirt, stick this in a cup, push that down into the dirt, and you got a whole nother strawberry plant when that roots. Cut it, move it somewhere, put it somewhere you want. Out here in the forest, next to the shed, coleus are now infesting the woods. Yeah. Oh yeah. Someone's gonna come here and be, oh, what are these flowers? Why do they grow here? Well, some jerk thought it would be great to put them in a planter, and then the wind just whoo, and now they're just all through the forest. I said put 4 or 5 seeds. You put the whole packet of oregano in there, so everything's coming up. Full oregano, you know, tons of oregano. She's experimenting with okra. I don't agree. I don't like it. Basil plants. Basil plants starting to come up. This is low quality dirt. Low quality dirt means it's like full of rocks. You don't want this. But my kid got some dirt for us, and he said, "Look, we planting here?" So yeah, sure, why not? Tons of bean plants coming up. We got a transplant. More pepper plants that are in there. Our infamous elephant ear. These coleus got in with our, what do you call it there, the apple tree in the back. It's got an apple tree growing with coleus. They seem to be doing happy together. I'm not going to touch them. Her bunching onions are coming up. And doing really good. I was never good with onions. I couldn't grow them. Somehow a bean plant got in the back there. Something always finds its way in. But yeah, try to keep this clean. So you see all this? These got to come out. We don't want to share the nutrients. If I don't like the looks of some of the tomato plants in the back, what you can do, when you come up from the stem, you're going to find one of these little solar leaves that come out that help it feed the plant. And then the notch here, you're going to see this. Yeah, that's a whole nother tomato plant. This is a sucker. Usually I pull them off. I don't like them. But because I'm not sure how my plant's going to do this summer, I'll leave one in here. And you just pinch it off down here at the base. You can put it in dirt. Some people just don't care. They stick it in dirt, walk away. If it's going to live, it's going to live. But you can put that in a cup of water, half glass of water, just sit it in there for about a week. So your roots develop, and then you can just shove it in the ground. It's a low maintenance garden. We overplant, we walk away, we come back in, you know, we'll weed. We threw some tomatoes in, so those little store-bought red cherry tomatoes. Big size though. I got plants coming out the side. We pulled up a ton of them. But, I mean, it looks like one plant, but there's not. Every vine is a single plant in there. You know, there's just so many. Looking for fruit. I thought I saw something. Oh yeah. So we're in big trouble with these. There you go. They're starting right now. Down here by the chicken coop, we have great success. We're growing pepper plants. Last year they were massive, just super overproducers. And I think she planted one too many because we always had a problem getting seeds to germinate. Well, that's not a problem. Every seed you put in here popped up. So we're just gonna have to spread them out, pull them, plant them along the other side, which she's got pepper plants in there. Yeah, they're everywhere. That's not a pepper plant, that's a weed. But that is a pepper plant. This can come out. Is that a pepper plant? Not a pepper plant. On these pots that we had on the mats, they come up every year. So yeah, what is it, fava bean? You know, we wait till these rattle. They dry out, get brown and rattle. That's how you know they're done. And you can see all the flowers. Every flower is just another bean waiting to happen. So that's something that's successful here in the south. At some point before winter, that's the prime stem on our apple tree, which is now being attacked by beetles. I mean, there's so much around here for them to feed on. Why are they bothering? You just got to shake the tree and they'll leave. Lets them know that's a bad place to hang out. And of course, you got to be careful where you're stepping. We have toads all through our property. I see them. You want to see this erupt? And what happens is they pull the dirt out on top of the mound, these ants. This is all fluffy, it's sitting in the sun. It's got a certain temperature. They're baking their eggs in there is what they're doing. They're cooking their fry, they're incubating them. But if I go in there with a finger, I gotta be careful. I gotta You know, if I move this, you watch, they'll erupt. All I do is just tap that. And that's what happens. So you can imagine if you stuck your foot in there, you're going to know about it. Not much of a garden, but I mean, it's something growing, you know? Something growing. These plants are tiny, you know? They're small plants. And I got fruit being produced on them. So it worries me. So I'm going to try to feed this more, you know, and help that out. Again, getting plenty of water. There's another thing. Look at this tomato plant. You see them leaves brown and curling? That's got to come off. You don't leave leaves like that on a tomato plant. You clip them right off. You need them healthy. Don't worry about it. If it's low, it's touching anything bad happens to it, give it a snip, let them grow. Tomato plants are awesome. They're pretty resilient. And definitely want to take care of it. It's got plenty of fruit sitting on there. Grow sugar snap peas in Tennessee in 85-degree weather. Yeah, if it's in the shade. If it's in the shade. These were harvested by my wife. You can see the ends of them. I don't think there's any left on the vine. More tomatoes. Last year, these were burned to a crisp. I'd be out there watering them. Everything looked like this, you know? All my plants didn't do well in the heat. I mean, they were stressed. Absolutely stressed. But everything's got flowers on it. And this fruit forming. So yeah, good, good, good. Getting to the backside. I didn't label any of my tomatoes. We literally, my son, Nathan, grew this garden. He seeded everything. I was out here just, can I plant this? I said, yeah, put them here. Can I plant this? Yeah, you can put them there. Cucumber. Feels like it's spiny. Like fiberglass. That's how you can tell a cucumber plant. You touch this, you touch the bottom, feels like fiberglass. But yeah, a little cucumber in there. So I'm starting there. They're just budding out. But you can see this crazy growth of how it's grabbing. So that's a strong, healthy plant. It's probably another one of those egg-corn squashes. Again, I stick two plants. I got a tomato here, squash there. You die, you live, you die, you both live. Win, 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 win. These are the male plants. You can see what's happening is they did their thing. And then that's what happens down there. 5-gallon cloth pot. And we stuck a couple beans in there. See what happens. Tomato plant starting to come up. And there's 1, 2. She must have put peppers in here. I planted, she planted. Her peppers are just coming up. But that's wild. String beans, right? Whole plant is full of them. And they're just absolutely everywhere. And this is not a big plant at all. This plant's only about 6 foot. But it's overproducing. We didn't plant that. That came back from the winter. That's sage. And I told her, collect it. And she did. She cut a bunch. But you look at the leaves and the size of my hand. This is ready for harvesting again. So take this, take that, take that. Just leave a couple in there. And it just keeps growing. You know, string beans. They're 6, 7, 8 inches. She's got to come out here and harvest this stuff. Would you say green bean harvest was successful? I'm going to say yes. This is cucumber. Cucumber. I put that on the fence. It was out on the ground. And that's taken off. So flowers everywhere. Our tomato plants are doing better. They're starting to flower up top. Where are we? Everything's got a flower on it. Have yet to see fruit. Maybe there is. Cucumbers are starting to happen. We've already picked a few. Again, some tomato plants are really tiny. And other tomato plants are gigantic. And yeah, so clusters of fruit, they are fruiting. That is a, I don't know what that is. It's not long, so it's definitely not a banana. It's not a candy roaster squash for sure. Something. We'll take it though, right? It's growing. Good for us. We'll find out when it matures and we open it. It's the end of the cattle panel. It's just loaded with beans. String beans everywhere. I took some of that old electrical line, that aluminum, and just hung it up and trained the green beans along it so they're not on the ground. So, Black Beauty. This will get massive if I let it, if these get big enough. If these don't get any bigger, we'll harvest this soon. Summer squash, looking good. That is about 10 to 12 inches. So we got that growing. There's another one. I'm supposed to get the drip irrigation, but it's been wet this whole month. Got to keep an eye on these tomatoes. They're starting to fruit. So that'll be the next thing we'll be able to harvest. And yeah, see the split? That's from all the rainwater. It happens. What did I say? Eggcorn squash, right? I looked in. That's my fist. So they're starting to grow. There's a couple of them. Some more in there. We did move these tomato plants. This is all growing in the shade. I know this tarp looks awful on film, but it provides shade and it stops the wind and stuff. It's good. We had everything growing out in that part of the jungle. More about that later if I do film, if I make another film for you guys. This is all going to get scraped down by the tractor. Clyde, new neighbor, came in, he's got a tractor. I didn't ask him, but he's like, you want this cleared out? And he came in, he scraped that last month flat. None of this was here. This all looked like this. And then just 2 months later, a month and a half of rain, everything went whoosh. So what I have to do is I gotta get one of those LP blow torches, you know, LP flamethrowers, and I gotta burn all that stuff once he scrapes it again. He wants to tear this like footsteps, and I was like, you know, I'm not gonna say no, I'll take the free help. So if he does that, we'll be able to have a terraced landscape, and I can keep this, I can't mow it, so I have to, once he scrapes it, I'll get the LP torch from the propane tank, and we'll go and we'll burn all this. And that's going to be how I'm going to manage it. Thanks for watching the Wilkshire Project, and we'll catch you in the future on the next one, whenever that may be. Maybe it is recording. Is it hot in Tennessee? Welcome me back. Hi guys. So what's been going on? What's happened? What's going on? What's happening here at the Shire? Ooh. What does that smell like? It smells like cat pee. It is now 2025, and my short stint away from YouTube. Oh yeah, look at them all fly. Yeah, let's run. Let's get out. Boss is here.